My name is Kaya Redford. I have two sons. I have a 15-year-old and I have a 14-year-old. My sons' names are not on this wall. I thank God for these men and women that have served our country with the most sacred thing, their life. But I found out something that deeply saddens me, that it shocks me, that I had no clue about. And I found this out recently. The statistics actually revealed that more US soldiers have died by their own hand in 2012 than have died in active combat. Suicide actually is the #1 cause of death among US troops last year. Suicide. Did you know that? In fact, every 80 minutes, a veteran takes their own life. The issue at hand is a thing called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a condition that very few people know about. Right now, they've diagnosed over 300,000 soldiers with PTSD. But guess what? It's a lot worse than even that. Most people don't even talk about it or speak about it, so my fear and the concern is that the number is actually a lot higher, maybe even closer to 800,000. We need to do something. We are shooting a documentary and want your support. This documentary is to create an awareness of this thing called PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. What is PTSD? As I describe these experiences, it just baffles what I think it does to the human mind. These soldiers have had experiences like seeing dead bodies. Some of these soldiers have gone to school in high school and spent maybe their whole life with friends that they knew that got blown to pieces in these wars, and they've had to go out there and pick up these body parts. I can't even think about that. They're being shot at. They're being constantly at threat of being ambushed. They're having to kill. There's cases where children are coming up to them as suicide bombers, and they have to actually shoot and kill a child. Being hit by mortar fire, sexual harassment. I heard a case of sexual harassment in the military. Women have the highest percentage rate of suicide, even higher than men. We need to do something about this. These are just some of the experiences, and there's a whole lot more that are being experienced by our sons and daughters. Kids that are 21, 22, 23, 24. This has all been happening in our recent wars. You know how long the war on terror has been? It's been over 10 years. There's 3 main issues. We have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, suicide. That's the biggest problem. They're taking their own life. The second issue is we have PTSD, chronic pain. They're living in such unbearable pain day to day that they're considering taking their own life. The third group, we have PTSD addictive, which means they're completely checked out by the time they get back here. They're drinking, they're taking drugs, they're not spending time with their wives and husbands and kids. The divorce rate is over 90%. The issue is getting worse. There's up to about 2.5 million young men and women that have served and continue to serve in our armed forces, and we thank them. But you know how we really need to thank them? We need to support them and love them through their sacrifice, and we need to rehabilitate them. This message needs to get out. I'm asking for your support. We have a project that is going to bring awareness, a documentary that's going to bring awareness to this issue. But we have a lot of expenses that we're going to be incurring in doing this and doing what is right. We need to travel. We need to meet with the leading experts to bring awareness to America and the world at large about this. We need to interview and spend time individually with the families and the people that are at high risk of suicide. We need to, the travel expenses, transportation expenses, accommodations, locations, crew, production, editing, all of that. They deserve a voice. We deserve to put forth the best message, because that message can make a difference. As we see it, we can create a difference in their life. Why do I care? Like I said at the top, I have 2 sons. I have a 15-year-old and I have a 14-year-old. You have a son or daughter, or a brother or sister, or maybe you're a father or a mother. This is us. They're recruiting out of high schools and colleges. We got to do something. We got to help these kids. If you're a veteran, we hear you. We love you. We support you. You're not forgotten. We're going to get this message out, and we're going to save lives. I can't do it alone. They can't do it alone. If you can invest in saving a life, would $25 be worth saving a son or a daughter's life on U.S. soil? This is very serious. Donations that we are accepting, $10,000 or $5,000 or $2,500 or $500 or $100 or even just $25. We can make a difference, but we need to step up to the plate. Just like they put their lives on the line for us, we need to put our bucks on the line for their life. And we need to do something now. Look at that wall. And let's change this story.